What's up, party people? This is Isaac from gunsforeveryone.com. Got some updates for concealed carry and El Paso County specifically, but also possibly more counties. But before we do that, let's start this off right. Let's say a quick prayer to Santo Edgar. Santo Edgar, please help this video not suck. It already sucks. I can't even get him in the whole frame. All right, as you know, the legislature's been busy passing some bullshit laws, but this is regarding a law that was passed last year, the instructor verification and new training requirements for the state of Colorado. We found out last week that El Paso County is requiring the instructor verification number on certificates issued to students who are applying for their concealed carry permit. This is not allowable under Colorado law. Colorado law does not require that. If you go look at 1812 204, I believe, I'd have to go double check, where it mentions the certificate requirements. It says that the student's name must be printed on there, the original signature of the instructor, and a clear indication of whether this is a new training class or a refresher training class. Those are the only requirements for the certificate. And in 1812 Part 2, in the legislative declaration, the law states that sheriffs do not have the power to delegate, the legislature does not delegate any additional authority to the sheriff beyond what is written in the law, and the sheriff has no right to add or encumber add any restrictions that would encumber the student in applying for their permit beyond what is required in 1812 Part 2. So this is pretty simple stuff. If you go read the law, it's not hard. The sheriff's office decided that they're going to create more restrictions, and therefore they are not accepting our certificates at this time. El Paso County did not call us about this. We heard about this from one of our students. We did contact El Paso County, and they did tell us that this is their policy. And then when we informed them that that is in fact incorrect, we have not received any more information or correspondence from El Paso County Sheriff's Department. Now, it could be that they're just trying to figure out what they're going to do about this. But it's been our experience in the past that when sheriff's offices stop emailing you back, that means that they're not going to continue to contact you or to continue to correspond with you. So for our students, we are asking if there are any students out there who have taken a class with us with a new training certificate and who are willing to be plaintiffs in our upcoming litigation against El Paso County. Now, this is going to start with a pretty simple request for summary judgment to get a judge to tell El Paso County to comply with the law. If you are a plaintiff, it doesn't cost you any money. You don't even really have to do anything. It is possible in the future at some point that you might be called for a deposition or something like that. But if things go smoothly, this all we need is your participation by trying to get your permit and being rejected, and then your name and your phone number and address. We already have a couple of people in El Paso County who are very selflessly participating in this effort. What this does require is that you do not comply with the new unlawful requirements, and that you forego getting your permit if the sheriff won't give it to you without following their unjust requirements. So if you decide to participate in our litigation, that means that you're not going to be able to get your permit while we get this resolved. So we're asking anybody who's willing to do that in El Paso County to reach out. If you're an instructor, we could also use your help on this. I did send out an email to all of the verified instructors that have contact information in El Paso County. We got one response, and that's kind of sad. I don't know if I suck at writing emails. That's very possible. But for no responses, that's kind of interesting. Or all but one didn't respond. I know that Bill Peterson of Colorado Handgun Safety is experiencing his own frustrations up and down the Front Range, and so The reason why this is important is because the sheriff's departments, we have 64 counties in this state. If the sheriff's departments all of a sudden decide how they're going to implement these laws with their own rules, that's 64 counties that we as instructors need to keep track of, and 64 counties that we need to communicate to you as a student, and that's unrealistic. That's tyrannical. I mean, this law is already tyrannical, but it's worse. So, yeah, all that to say, we're looking for you guys' help. Also, we're raising money for the litigation. We are raffling off this sucker right here. This is a Moat Vepr in 762 by 54R with a POSP 4-power fixed optic on it. And this is the long boy. So this has the 22-inch barrel, I believe. Pretty cool. We're going to be moving this rifle up to LT Arms up in Littleton tomorrow. And you'll be able, if you're in the metro area, you'll be able to stop in and see it. You'll be able to buy a raffle ticket there if you like. You can also just buy a raffle ticket by going to gunsforeveryone.com/legal-fund to get your raffle tickets. The raffle tickets, the proceeds are going directly to paying for the litigation that we're doing. So that's kind of the update right now for El Paso County. If you came to one of my classes, this probably affects you. And so please reach out to me if you have any questions. Just go to isaac@gunsforeveryone.com and email me there. This requires, in order to stop stuff like this, we need to stand up to this. If we don't stand up for it or to it, it's going to continue to happen. So people saying that we shouldn't have to do this, and people saying that, you know, the Second Amendment is my permit to carry and all that kind of horse shit doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just words. We need to actually do something to stand up for our rights. So please be that person. And you can do that by donating. You can do that by participating. You can do that just by calling the sheriff's department and saying that their requirements are unlawful. So please, 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 please participate. Put it in the comments. Ask questions. I'd love to hear from you. By the time, well, I'm not going to say by the time. This could be a temporary situation. So within a few weeks, maybe this email doesn't mean anything, or this video doesn't mean anything anymore because it's all been resolved. But for the time being, this is the issue that we're dealing with in El Paso County and possibly in other counties. I did hear that Teller County is going to be requiring the same thing. And so thank you guys for watching. Remember, I don't give a shit about your subscriptions. I don't give a shit about your likes or dislikes. I do give a shit about your comments, so throw those comments down below. Let's talk about things. Let's see what's going on with you, what you think about this stuff, how you think it should be approached, all of that stuff. So thanks for watching gunsforeveryone.com. Check you guys later.